Hey everyone, Scottish Sim Guy here, welcome back to the channel. So here we are on Ladyhill. I've decided to do a little Let's Play series. So this was my latest farm build on Ladyhill. And with that, when I'm usually doing a Let's Play series, I like to give it the farm a name. So I was thinking about what to name the farm, and I've decided to call it Turichmore. So Turichmore is actually the name of one of my mate's farms. He's just actually built it this year. So with that, just decided that's what we'll call it. So if you've not checked out the build yet, go and check it out. It will show you. I'll give you a little tour of the farm, but you'll get a little mini tour as we walk around the now. So this kind of farm, there's a lot of grass fields. We've got a lot of grass fields and a lot needs to be harvested, which will do good because the pit is obviously sitting empty. We've got one field to harvest now, which is that field right up in front of us, and that's the only field that will give us straw. We do have a sorghum field, we've got some corn fields to harvest, and the rest are all basically root crops. I'm not a big lover of doing root crops, so basically my thought is I will plough a lot of them in and turn them into crops that I want, or more grass fields. I'll maybe plough some of the grass fields and turn them into some crop fields, just depending on location. But I just kind of thought go out and get a start. So it's going to be a bit too tight to try and get the header out there on the back of this combine. So I think I'm just going to use this tractor here to get the header out, and then we'll head up to the field and we'll get that. It's not a big field, it's a tiny, it's probably one of the smallest fields that we have in all honesty, but I have put some access tracks in, so if you have watched the farm build, you'll have seen I've put some tracks in to get to the other fields, and then ones that you have to go through to get into another one, they'll be made into grass just to make it a bit more authentic in real life. So let's get this out of here. I dare say I won't get turned round in a winner, so I'll need to get my head up here and reverse round into that bit there. But yeah, just a kind of few different things to do on this farm. You'll see I've kind of started off with older kit where I can. So we've obviously got an old Fendt here, we've got an old New Holland combine, we've got an MB track, and we've got our feeding wagon tractor as a New Holland 8340. So we'll go and make a start, and we'll head up to this field that needs combined. But you'll see the farm is nice and tight, so it doesn't make it easy for getting round about, as you can see. Making an absolute meal of that to try and get round that corner. Ideally probably better shutting that there. And that will help get round there a bit. See, I don't, when I build a farm, I don't exactly think of layout as in try to get round with things like this. I just build it, because at the end of the day, when a farm's getting built, we don't think of that either usually. Not until now, when you've actually got bigger bits of kit. So we are up following this track a way round here. Got a few fields to trape through. So this field I'll probably plough this and turn it into grass. That one next door, plough it, turn it into grass. So there's a few that I'll with a bit of ploughing and that gets involved in cultivating, and lots to do to get things how I want it for the following year. I mean, ideally starting off I could have done and went through and changed all that before I actually started the series, but I thought I wouldn't bother. I have done that before when I started my Wood End series. I basically played a year before I actually started the series and got everything how I wanted it, but I'm not going to bother. So ideally what I would do is I'll make this into a grass field, And this one down here that we're actually going to go and harvest will be a grass field as well, so you're just going through one grass field into another, and the rest could be crops, but there's some bigger grass fields that I can turn into crops, and I'll make the smaller ones grass. So a bit of changing about. Hopefully the combine gets through the gate. But if not, we'll be going through the hedge. We'll see how we get on. But I don't even think I'll need to bring the trailer up just now, because I don't think there'll be that much off of this. And it's the only field that will get straw, so we'll probably need to buy a good bit of straw in. We have got straw sitting in one of the sheds, but yeah, this is definitely going to get turned into grass. Right, so we're going to pull up here and ditch that there. Get the header on now. Open up the combine. So yeah, I just thought I could do another little Let's Play series. I hadn't done one for a while, so just a case of me playing the game and mumbling along and things like that. I might start to do a couple of live ones and just get it up on the Discord and be able to talk to people through that as I'm actually playing the game. But I've kind of got myself set up that I've got a bit more space to do this and a bit more time to do it as well, so that's why I've kind of started to do the Let's Plays again. Got my mic sorted out and stuff like that as well, so we'll bring the menu up here and just make sure I've got this, make sure I've got the straw on, so help window there, so enable straw swath. No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, so it's just nothing moves in the back. That's how I couldn't tell if it was enabled or not, so that's straw swath is enabled. Go back into settings and turn that off. Right, so we are good to go, and I'll get the GPS set up and I'll use the GPS and I'll go twice round the field. I'll do yeah, whereas seriously, you're going on the outside of the field, mate. Why are you doing the outsides myself? There's no way. Why was the GPS wanting to take it away into there? I'll never know. Sometimes I just as well doing the outsides without the GPS and then just doing the insides or up and down rows with the GPS, because that's sometimes it does that. It's heading away into the middle of nowhere there for some reason. GPS has been a great thing. It's probably been the best addition to 25 that there has been, especially for a console player like myself, but there's times where yeah, it just has a mind of its own and starts doing things that you just wonder what on earth is it doing. But again, it's its first, outing for console, so it will only improve and get better as Giants, make improvements on it and things like that. But I must say, going from the start, when it was first released, there was a lot of problems. It is a much better game now. It took them a while to get it to what it should have been in even a playable state. There's lots of things wrong with it, but you don't hear many complaints about 25 now. I think a lot of people still haven't converted over, in all honesty, but and I was one of those people at the start who made a lot of comments about how it was just that it wasn't good, the graphics weren't as good, 22 was a lot better, but now, no, 100%, absolutely loving 25. It's an absolutely fantastic game, so yeah, really enjoying it. And it took a while to get back into the build mode as they go new games, and the build modes kind of get a bit different. It was a bit hard, but no, even doing farm builds now, it's it's absolutely fantastic. I'd say the soften button as well for softening things off and smoothing things off. That's been a big improvement in that as well. It's not so harsh in 22. So yeah, there's lots of improvements that have been made, and there's lots of things with 25 that, yeah, you know, like the GPS, you're just like, you know what, it's been really well done. It's one thing, you know, especially for a content creator on a console. You see some of the guys on PC, and you know, they've got courseplay and stuff like that, and they don't even need to bother. Like, they just get everything set up. They're not even steering or driving it, and they just get the camera angles, you know, combine going along. The GPS helps that a lot, where you don't need to bother about worrying about steering in a straight line. The GPS will do it for you. So once I've got this second bout round this field done, I'll stick the GPS on and kind of show you what I'm actually meaning by that. Because now you're just getting the one view of me going round about the field, just because I'm obviously trying to cut as wide as I can and keep that right on the edge there. And so people just don't want to be staring at the one view all the time. So when you are kind of doing certain things, you just, you know, you want different views, different angles. So with that, the GPS does help a lot. So I'm just going to cut it up here, and then I'm going to get the GPS activated to see where it actually cuts me. I'm actually going to put going back into the GPS view and see what way it's going. So I'm just going to this is me driving on GPS, so I don't know where it's going, but yeah. I should have put show lines on actually, and it would have actually done it a bit better. So yeah, let's take the half cut. So yeah, there we go. So GPS is on now. So. And then that, see what I mean? So I'm not having to worry about steering, so I can come up here, do different angles and things like that, just to give the people watching the videos a little bit, you know, more than the one view all the time. So it does help a lot. The GPS as well for doing things. You're not always going to do this, so, you know, go from one side. You're going to make breaks in the fields and things like that. So the GPS allows you to do that. And as you're using subsoilers and cultivators, you'll do every second run rather than every one, and that you know, just, yeah, you have less footprint and compaction on the ground in real life, obviously not in the game, but if you try to be realistic about things, then it does work. So if I was to go up here and miss a run and then go up onto this one, so do a cut up here, miss out that one, and then come down another one, and so you're not turning as tight as well. It's all about time. So yeah, so you get a nice view of combine coming up there, and yeah, just GPS has been absolutely fantastic for console, I must admit. It's been absolutely brilliant. Oh, I might need the trailer up sooner than I thought, because yeah, 81% feel like I thought I got this all in this combine before I'd need the trailer, but saying that, maybe 20%. I might be able to squeeze it in. There's not that many runs left. I don't want to bring the trailer all the way up and then not need it. Maybe just take the combine down and put it into the trailer down there rather than bring the trailer up. But well, we might 12% left. We might be able to squeeze it in. Doubt it enough. That's not. That's better. Do you mind its own and wanting to turn on to the next one rather than that one there? The one thing you've got to watch for as well, if you're not putting the lines up to show you where to run, and you think you're far enough across, and then it starts to cut and go away across onto the next line. Yeah, I'm definitely not fitting all this in. Definitely not. 9.2 tonne to the hectare. So yeah, it's I might get this one run done. 6%, 97. It's filling up quick. I suppose it's a wee combine. It doesn't hold a lot. So there we are, 100%. We are full. So it looks like I'll be bringing the trailer up. So I think I've got the trailer sitting down at the farm on the MB track. So there we are there. So we'll just bring this up. So yeah, I bought the Mercedes DLC. Just thought I'd give it a... No, why is that? Yeah, that's better. Let's get up the gears and let's get going. Never had this tractor do that all the time I've been using it. There we go. So yeah, the only reason I actually got the Mercedes DLC was for this tractor, believe it or not. I quite like the MV track, and I know there's one on Mod Hub and it is down as a lizard because they've now got the licence. But there's same, if is it made by the same modder as the one on 22, there was always issues with trailers behind it swinging out and not running properly, and not wanting to change gear and stuff like that. So this is why I decided to go for the DLC. For all the cost of the DLC, it wasn't that expensive, so I decided I would just go for it, and then got it done in this colour and put the big white tyres on it, and so we'll use it a bit. Oh, I'm going to have to be really close to this. I don't even think, I think I've put too big a header on that combine that it's going to be tight. You'll never be able to move unload on the move because it's not picking up to be able to tip into that trailer. Because oh, there we go, got it. Yeah, I might need to reconsider that. I might need to get a bigger combine because that header's just too big for that combine. It's either that or I need to get a smaller header. Yeah, we'll figure that out at a later date. I'll get that sorted out for the next episode. But that's, apart from the sorghum, that's the only really thing I need to harvest with it. I'll need to go and get a corn header for doing the corn. But yeah, it's just a little bit tight with that size of header. Takes a header well and works a header well, but yeah, just that auger's not long enough, and it's not a combine you can alter the size of the auger either. So we'll just jump across here and finish off this. We'll another pass anyway. We're lucky there's 10%. Yeah, and then whether we get this, yeah, might just come up and bale it, and that's it baled. Might go and plough a field or something, cultivate one at least. So, yeah, it's not even going to be 10% at all. Slightly bigger combine, so I'll actually maybe just have a look and see if there's a slightly bigger New Holland combine that's older one, and get that instead. If there is one and I've not got one before the next episode, and when this episode comes out, guys, if you know a New Holland combine, bigger auger than that but is still but an older style combine, then either put the link in the description in the comments for me, or let me know and I'll go and have a look at it. But I will go and have a look and see if I can find one before I next need to use the combine. I'll go and unload this in here and then get this header off. So just didn't even really notice that style of auger when I got it. But I suppose when I did first do this and done the farm build, I wasn't initially going to do a let's play or anything on it, so yeah, part of it. We'll trade this combine in, we'll keep the header and we'll go and get another combine. I think that's what we'll do. And when we trade it in and get it brought to us, we'll bring a corn header with us for doing the corn. Because I was going to go do maize and I was going to stick the maize in the pit, but there's not actually that much. There's only 2 smaller fields of maize, so I thought, you know what, I don't think I'm going to bother. I'll just fill it with grass rather than maize, and I'll just harvest the corn. I did start a series on Ladyhill a while ago, and I did do maize, and I filled the pit with maize, but I wanted to do something a little bit different this time. Never going to say that I'm not going to do it in this series, but yeah, so we'll get this taken back down to the farm and parked up out the way, get that grain tipped, and then we'll maybe come up and bale that straw, and then that'll do, and in the next episode I'm not in a hurry to get things combined. I'll probably put in a lot of spring crops anyway, dependent, so I'm not in a hurry to get cultivating and stuff like that, but I don't want like episodes for a while just all being about cultivating and sowing and stuff like that, so I might need to just, depending on how things are going, do a field here and do a field there. But yeah, we'll see how we go. So I'll take this down, we'll get that tractor brought down, stick a baler on, and go and bale some straw, and then that should be us. I'm not going to do a super long first episode, just keep it nice and short, not too long for the first one. I'm going to get round here with that. Yep. So, I'll need to go up into that shed if I can to back this in. Nice and tight. Not everything's dead easy on a farm to just swing about and get in. There can be a bit of to and fro to get in, so but I do like the layout of this kind of farm that I've made here, so that's one of the reasons why I decided, you know what, I'm going to play this. And so I'll stick that header there, stick a combine up the middle, so might be the last that we use that combine. Park it in there, and then we will, yeah, bring this down, tip it in the silo, and I'll get the fentanyl, stick a baler on it, and we'll go and get some stuff, this straw baled. Might even get it carted back down, we'll see. Don't know how many bales will be either, right enough, but we'll have a look. I don't say it won't be too many, in all honesty. It's not that big a field, but I've got straw bales sitting in the shed. I've also got some hay bales in the shed as well, but you know, it's the only field that I'm going to get straw off of, so as I say, I'll probably need to buy some straw in and feed the cattle through the winter, is the plan. Might even, well, I think progress wise with the farm, I might end up needing to build another shed somewhere, you know, just, I've made it that there's room to expand and get bigger, but I don't want to be building hundreds and hundreds of sheds and making it too big. No real plan with the series either, I'll just see how we get on with it. How many episodes it will last, I don't know. There are obviously a few UK maps in the pipeline to come out. I know FS Landscaping is working on one just now. Tyree, is it Tyree? Tyrone? Not Tyree, it's a Scottish island. So he's working on another Irish map just now. seen some pictures today actually it's stuck up on Facebook, so actually looking really good, so hoping that manages to pass testing quite easily, and we'll get it. Oh, I know what the problem is here. Right, and because I was doing it as a build and not as a let's play, I know exactly what the problem is with this. So one thing I have found, and it never used to be, because I used to place these right next to buildings, no problem, it would work, no bother whatsoever. So one problem that I have found with these, this silo pack, is if you want to place it close to a building, and you obviously hit the button to do that, because obviously it'll say you can't place here too close to building or whatever. I can't remember what the message is. We'll actually show you. So if I jump into construction, I'll go across to silos and I'll go down to this FS silo pack and I'll grab one, right? So this, totally forgot about this, but I was like, it's only for a build, it won't matter. So this is the one I use here, right? So FS25-2s from Silos FS pack. So if I'm taking that in there, I can place that, right? So I want to put in toggle free mode, so I want to place it next to something so there it overlaps with an object, so I can't place it there. But if I press Y and it allows me to do it, see when I do that and I place it close to a building, the trigger doesn't work and it doesn't let me place it. You can't tip in the silos. It's really strange. It used to work because I have used it in builds in the past and then went and tipped grain in them and it worked, but that is basically what's happened there. So I'm probably going to have to alter this to basically be able to get grain tipped in there. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do that now. I'm going to have to sell them. I'm going to have to put something down there. I mean, I could put a sell point down there, sell everything, and it's just a grid in the ground, and then it looks like it's going in. I'm just selling it right away rather than storing it. I could do that, but not sure whether I would to. Right, let's look at this construction. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the game before I even bother, just in case I make a mess of this. So yeah, I totally forgot about it, and it's one thing that I noticed in a previous build. So I'm going to delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to delete this unload zone there. Right, and then what one? There was one that I was using that I quite liked. There was an older one put in as well. It's that there. It's a kind of older style, but then look at it, it's just too big to go in there. And like what I used to do years ago, well, years ago in 22, is I used to do this, and I'd overlap it through, and I'd have like the grain dryer bit sticking through like that, and the bins outside, and it means you went into the shed and actually tipped in the shed. I've kind of not done that for a while, and I don't really want to do it. Just need to try and find. It's only 40,000. That's 266. Will that allow me, if I'd done that right up close against that, and then put an unload zone in there? Would that then look like I'm tipping in the unload zone rather than in through? I think it would. Right, this is going to use this one. Right, so place that there. Unload zone is in others, right down the bottom. So place that there. Makes it tight, doesn't it? Right, overlaps another object. Right, there we go. So that's that there. And what I'll do is a little bit of decorating round about that. And then here. Right. That should work now. So let's give it a bash. That should unload in there now. It was always only a problem with that FS. So if you are using that in a build and I have just released my top 15 mods, totally forgetting that happens with that one. So yeah, be warned guys, if you are using it and you want to place it close to a building, that's going to happen. So you say I can dump that in there, no problem. So this is, I actually used this in a Ladyhill build as well, this bin. So nah, that'll do me. That's probably one out of it, made money in it all honestly. I think I've got more money now than what I did. So yeah, that worked, that'll do. New grain silo set up in the first episode of the Let's Play. Also needing a new combine, but hey ho, we learn. But yeah, that's it. But just a wee reminder guys, if you want to chat to me, show me anything, I've got a couple of people have jumped onto Discord and shown me their farm builds and things like that, so, and some of them are absolutely fantastic. So if you are the same, you're like myself and do like to do farm builds, jump on my Discord, link is in the description always of all my videos, and with that, yeah, send me the pictures, let me see them. I'm always up for seeing people's and giving people ideas on building them. I'm getting a lot of people jumping on and asking, oh, I can't be bothered building farms, I'm not very good at building farms, can I have the file for your build? And I'm like, can't. I build on console folks, I do not have a save game file or anything like that I can give you. I'm not on PC, so unfortunately that can't be done. The only way for me to do that on console would be to be on G Portal, open up one of my builds to a multiplayer game and leave it open 24 hours and give you access to it, and I ain't going to do that. I don't play multiplayer, I don't intend to, not the now anyway, so unfortunately not. So if you do like my builds, there's enough of the tours, you can pause the videos, the link, there's always a link for everything, all the mods that I use for building it in the description. So with that, go and have a bash at it yourself. I'm sure you will be able to manage it and get it. So yeah. So we'll get this straw all done. I actually meant to actually check what size of bales this is kicking out. Or does this, oh, I think this baler only kicks out the one size anyway, doesn't it? Not entirely sure. The description will actually tell me. Just go and double check. For some reason I can't, but I thought you could change the bale size on this, but maybe not. Excuse me guys. Yeah, only around 25 centimetres. Perfect. I was panicking thinking that it was too big, it was going to be too big a bale size for my bale handler and I wouldn't be able to load them, because I've had that happen before as well. But no, that's perfect. Turn that back off. Turn the get this field baled, and that'll do us for the episode because it is running on, because I've had to do and alter my silo and things like that, but I'm getting there. Excuse me guys, got a bit of cold going on and out. But yeah, jump on Discord if you ever want to show me anything. I'm more than happy to have a look at anything that you've got going on build wise. I do like to see people's builds. You know, my builds are an inspiration to people, but your builds could be an inspiration to me, and I could see something in your build that I'd really like to do. So yeah, so just getting little ideas and techniques and things like that, how to do builds or what you've seen. Constantly always going on Mod Hub and making sure and seeing if there's any other sheds for my builds and things like that. You'll have seen on my top 15 mods for doing UK farm builds that I've actually put a shed on there that I haven't even used yet, just because I solely loved the look of the shed. And I've not checked yet, but it was very much like the shed, one of the sheds that Scroft used on Bevington, his Bevington Farm series. It was a farm that he had built on Oak Bridge, and it looked very much like it. He drove right down through it, had straw and hay stacked on either side of the little lean-to bits, and then with that, yeah, there's some cattle sheds and that down out the other side. So yeah, got a kind of idea what I want to do in the next farm build, just not sure what map I'm going to do it on. And if I do really like it, the build, then it might just take over from this, and I might just move the series from this to that farm, and we'll just do it. Kind of got a few ideas kind of worked out round about that shed, because it is a kind of good shed. So that would be definitely the plan, guys. So yeah, we will see how it goes. I'm always the one, and I always say this, I have good intentions and I start off with a let's play, but sometimes I'm just one of these people, I get bored sometimes of it. That's how I like my farm builds. My farm builds are always different. I enjoy building farms, but sometimes with the let's plays or a time-lapse series, I just kind of lose interest in it a little bit through, and you'll have seen that. And I think, in all honesty, when I first started playing 25, I'd done a series on Sri Lanka, and it's probably the longest series I have ever done. I think I got into 20 odd episodes. Started off with nothing, built a farm and moved, and was just like kind of moved down there, and I did enjoy that, I must admit. It was just a time-lapse series, but yeah, I did enjoy it, but it's one of these things, sometimes I just I lose interest. Sometimes I have great ideas, and then once I start doing it and working my way through the farm, I just kind of do lose a little bit of interest sometimes, and sometimes life gets in the way as well. You know, work gets busy, and with that you don't get on to play it as often, and then with that you go, you know what, I'll not bother doing any, and I haven't done that was the first farm builder video I'd put out in a while, and then now I've done my top 15 mods that I use for my UK farm builds, and then I've done one that's still to be put out yet. It's top 15 equipment mods that I use for what I like to use when I'm doing let's plays, time lapse series. The ones that I will use, and the ones that I really enjoy, and as I've said on them, by no means is it a top 15. That means it's the 15 best mods on Mod Hub. They are my top 15. They are the ones that I want to build, use. So yeah, yeah, doesn't seem to be very many bales coming off of this. I think I'll need a trailer to come and get the bales at this rate. Considering the first bale came pretty quick. We've not had anything since. Well, we've had another one, but we're just about at number 2. Number 3, so we'll have 3 bales off this field, so I'll just be able to come up with a forklift and gather these 3 bales, and that'll be it. So yeah, 3 bales aren't going to bed very many cattle through the winter, so yeah, definitely we'll buy in some straw, and that'll let us get them bedded through the winter. So I'll pick up this little last piece up here. And then yeah, I'll go and get the forklift, guys, and I'll pick up these bales, and then yeah, I think that'll do us for this episode. We're running on, I think, 40 odd minutes now, so you'll be getting bored of hearing me talking, and I've probably talked way too much. So yeah, we'll head back down to the farm, stick this away, grab a forklift, and come up and grab them. I think I'll need to move the feeding wagon tractor out of the way, because I think it's sitting over the top of the front of the shed with the Merlot in it. So yeah, we'll do that. But if you've got any ideas for what you want to see happen in the series, what you think I should do, by all means let me know. Put that in the comment section. My idea is to do, they're dairy cattle, so I'm going to have dairy cattle. I'm going to have crops, going to have a good bit of grass obviously, because I'll need it to fill this silage pit. But apart from that, I don't really know where to go, what to do. Is there any certain crops you'd like to see me grow? I do like to try and obviously do your oats, wheat, barley, and the occasional I'll put in OSR and things like that. But yeah, if there's anything that you'd like to see me do, just stick it in the comment section or hit me up on Discord. That's completely fine with me, always looking for ideas. Right, so let's get the old 8340 out of the way and go and get some bales. So I'll just stick this in the silage pit over here out of the way. There we go. Go and grab the Merlot and the bale handler. So this is actually one of the mods that's on my top 15 equipment mods, is this bale handler here. It's an auto load bale handler, so Lizard Pro bale. It's really good, so I enjoy it using it. I know it's not realistic, you're driving up and it's just going to go ping 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 and auto load itself, but it just works so well. Say if you try to do it yourself, grabbing one, putting it on top of the other, and then grabbing those two and putting it on top of another one, and then going away with the 3 of them, it just, yeah, it's nice to play realistically when you've got the time, but sometimes it's just nice to try and get the bales lifted off, especially if you're doing content. You want to try and do it as quickly as you can, but when there's guys out there, and maybe one day I'll do it, but they're just, all the players unrealistically, and they're known for it, which if that's their style of playing they like to do, fantastic. I like to just be kind of realistic within reason. Like to try and be realistic, but if I'm using mods that aren't realistic, they're not too crazy, and they are actually, if I'm using an auto load bale trailer, I'll use one that's actually in real life. I'm not going to use a Bailey bale trailer and then all of a sudden they automatically all fire up onto the trailer. I would use like an Anderson auto load bale trailer that's actually going to scoop down and grab the bale and fire up onto itself and things like that. So actually, in all reason, I would love to have a proper working Volak, if you know what a Volak is, or like an old 6 or 8 spiker. I'd love a spiker for bringing bales in. That's how we used to do bales back in the day. silage bales. The grass would be baled out in the field. Spiker would bring 6 in at a time, 2 on a twin spike in the front, put them in a stack yard. Wrapper would wrap them, stacker would stack them, job done. Now it's all combi balers, and you know, then they're lifting them already wrapped in the field and carting them in with trailers or with a Volac. So yeah, it's I'd love to see one of them in 25. It'd be fantastic if somebody did make one, but you know, I highly doubt it. I mean, I've never been through the mods for available for PC. They might well be available for PC, just there's none for console. It's maybe worth it, maybe have a wee look on and check, but it would be great if it had. A good bit of straw there. 27 bales. Keep me going a wee while anyway. Right, I'll park this back up. Right guys, I'm going to call that quits for this episode. We are sitting at just under 50 minutes. By the time I edit it all together and stuff like that, that's going to probably be 50 minutes. But yeah, so I will leave that at that. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have watched this video, do appreciate it. It does mean a lot. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up. All helps towards the channel. Pushes me to make more content as well and make my content a little bit better all the time. That's what we strive for. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.